I've got it loaded up. I just have to.
5, 4.
Did you press another button, Randy? Now we can't hear you. Is it playing? I don't even know. I pressed the button that was going to do it.
Nothing's playing.
I'll play
playing.
Okay, play it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Well, hello, everyone.
Welcome to Tuesdays with Tim.
It's a beautiful Tuesday.
We only have a budget for Randy's intro. We don't have a budget for my intro.
I
My
haven't
intro is
made
just-
an intro for Tuesdays with Tim yet, although we used to have one, but it's
Yeah.
outdated. But
That's
I can
somewhere.
make one now.
Yeah.
I don't have
Anyhow.
to pay eBay's.
Yeah. So we, after a long deliberation of just a few minutes yesterday, we decided to run True Crime Mormon style because Tim had some things to say about recent true crime things that are happening in the Mormon world. Randy gets stuff every day saying news in the church. And so we thought we'd just chat about it. And so, but first, Randy, how was your day?
You know what? It was a tiring day. I was very busy, but you know, I'm alive and well. I'm getting ready to go to Las Vegas to have a little honeymoon with my Amanda, and we'll meet Kiki and her husband and Angela.
Ward.
Yeah.
And
And
so-
whoever else happens to be there, but I'm not going to CrimeCon. I'm just going
you're not-
to socialize. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Crime Con will happen without you.
Well, you know, if they can get along without me, that would be the best.
Did you look into attending it?
No.
Did you consider it?
Nope.
You're not going to cosplay as the Pink Panther or anything?
Da-dun, da-dun.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Purple Panther today.
Yeah, well, have fun. So, what are you going to miss any of your shows?
No. Nope.
Okay.
I have a show on Thursday, that interview that I told you all about. And that's and I'll be back. Oh, I won't be back by Sunday, but I can do it from there.
From the hotel or somewhere,
Yeah.
the lobby?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
So,
Tim, how was your day?
Good.
Somebody said you got a job. What was that all about?
I got a job working at the food bank for 20 hours a week here in town.
Does anybody ever come in for a food mortgage at the food bank or a food
Good
checking
question.
account?
I guess
A
we'll find
withdrawal.
out. A withdrawal.
Like, yeah, my home has a food bank mortgage. There's a lot of comedy there somewhere, but my brain is not all the way here because I cracked my dentures and that's been messing me up.
how are you doing with that? Is it painful at all?
It's not painful. It's just like, what a shithead to do
Oh,
that.
yeah. We could have told you that, Jane.
Ahead of
without
time.
breaking your dentures.
Yeah.
So when is it getting fixed?
So I don't know. I texted the doctor today, and they don't really care about me, just like everybody else.
Well,
Or
you
Gene.
didn't pay much for them, so of course they're going to break.
Yeah, 30,000 here, 30,000 there. Pretty soon you're into real money.
Right?
Right.
How was
Right.
Tim? Did you tell us how your week was? You said you got a job.
His today thing.
Just today.
He went through training,
Just went through orientation.
orientation.
I'll find out more Monday morning.
Are you learning how to say no to people?
That's not my job. I'm going to be working computer stuff. I don't know what
Okay.
exactly yet, but
That's cool.
it's going to be fun. I like the atmosphere there. Cool.
Is there a network of food banks that you're going to be working for, or just one in particular?
Just one. I don't know. One that I know of. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I could
I
drown,
cannot
but
answer those questions yet.
I just rather wallow in them. So anyhow, Tim, what were some of the crime things that you wanted to bring up?
Well, some of these I learned today when I was doing my research is they caught one of the Rose Park meeting house shooters. There were 4 suspects. They caught one guy here in California, and they're trying to extradite him to Utah. Don't know the name. I'm just going to give a synopsis. And then they arrested the bishop in Livermore, the one who molested a bunch of kids.
Did he go out on bail?
I don't think so.
I
No,
thought he
he's
was
not.
out on bail myself. I'm not sure.
What, is he? There was one that they did release on bail, but I don't remember which one that was.
We ran the news story on the Salt Lake
That
Expositor.
was the. Okay, yeah, maybe he would. Oh,
So Michelle and I
think
just
you're
lived
right.
25. We just lived 25 miles from the place, and we believe we know family of the person that was on the news article saying that he's gonna, publicize this event to protect future victims, right? People need to
Right.
know that there are problems within Mormon churches in particular, and so.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And then
So
as far as
David has a good point here. He says,
What's
"This is
his-
it. Is there going to be anything important? Just a bunch of men sitting around grumbling." We used to include a couple of women that would grumble with us.
we
Sorry,
need
David,
women.
it's possible we talk about something that's really mind blasting, but it kind of comes organically. We never know when it's going to pop up.
It's
That's right.
nice to have women when you're griping,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, it is.
because if you don't have a woman in the group when you're bitching, it just doesn't have the oomph to it, Yeah, feel free to agree,
I'd have to say we've had more interesting shows by 9 minutes in before, but it's partly my fault, but I apologize. Let's see. So any more on that story, Tim?
No more on that story.
And do you remember the story of about 5 years ago that they did a documentary about the 2 Mormon wives who became friends with each other, and then they decided to divorce their husbands and marry each other?
Yeah,
Mormon No
I'm
More.
sorry.
Mormon No More is the name of that. So it turns
Mormon
out
No
that
More.
Mormon No More's parents lived in that same ward where the bishop, the former bishop, was and got arrested in Livermore. So anyhow,
Cool.
Oh, that's
Cool.
a Netflix documentary, right?
Yeah, Netflix, Mormon No More.
Okay. Okay.
Not to be confused with mourn with those who mourn.
Right.
Trevor is just agreeing with Randy, but I don't know why.
It's not good to have a woman in a bitch griping.
Oh, that's right.
Dudes only. Well, I always like a good female in the
We would
mix.
like a female host to be with us. We invite
We
any
sure would.
females out there that want to join in this group.
So you want me to
Please.
post the link then?
Not yet. Not yet. Let's get through these stories
We
first.
want to hear you, but just not too much. It sounds Mormony.
No, that's not
Actually,
true.
If Lori Vallow or Jody Hildebrand
Or Ruby Frankie.
or Ruby Frankie, if any of you are listening, please join us on this. You'd fit right in tonight.
Any followers? All right.
Well, you know, I know most of you know this, but I did go on a double date with Lori Vallow. So maybe if I called her, she would respond. But I don't know I don't know which prison she's in.
Oh, yeah, yesterday, Megan Hayes for Generally Unquotable did a special on Mark Lamb.
Right.
Yes.
He's running
Yes.
for office in Arizona.
Congress.
Former
I think
former
Congress
sheriff.
has said it.
Yeah, he's the scumbag that you know, was molesting the women.
No. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he was having an affair with somebody, and then he was encouraging his wife to have an affair with this other guy, from what I've read.
Okay,
Okay.
just something I said. A good woman, because I noticed JoJo said something about that. All women are good, so
Yes.
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Just take your pick. We just like women.
Trevor
Yes.
does not represent the views of this channel. It just happens to be a awesome chatterbox.
Trevor's
Chatterbox.
definitely a good chatter.
Yeah, he sure is.
Okay,
He
Tim,
went-
spit it out so I can invite these women that want to come on the show.
So, well, let me get to it. So, there's continuing crackdown on the Samuel Bateman case of the FLDS and their daily phone calls from prison, breakaway sect, and their food stamp scam. Okay. Lori Vallow and Chad Bell Leaking's proceedings are done, so not much more can be done with them. They're both in Idaho in prison for the rest of their lives.
Is Chad on? Chad's not on Murder Row.
Yeah, he's on death row,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
So I guess he would still be in prison for the rest of his life if they killed him soon.
Yeah, they're going to bury him in the prison yard, so he'll
There
never
you
get out.
I think that
Ruby-
would be a mistake to kill him.
What?
By the way, what's that?
You do.
Yeah. That's a mistake. I don't think he should be killed. That just lets him off so easily. It's like, boom, you're done. No suffering. You're out.
Just
Let
like
him
every
live
day.
in hell. for a
Every
while.
day, take him to the electric chair and then say, "Oh, we're not going to do it today."
Well, take a sledgehammer to his knees,
Right.
hit, shatter his kneecap. So
There
he
you go. And is
has
Lori
to walk
appealing?
again.
Was Lori
But-
appealing on your date?
Yes, she was appealing. I will admit that. Yeah.
And she's also appealing her sentence, I guess. Her conviction.
I think
Yeah,
she's exhausted all legal avenues.
Really? Even the boulevards and the streets and the courts?
Can you see the chat now? Songs?
So it's possible there's some button you have to pick or something.
You have to click
I don't
click on all conversations. There's it at the top,
And
and then
we're broadcasting two things. One is the phone app one, and the other is the computer version. So you have to make sure you get to the right one. And I don't know exactly.
See, Trevor agreed with me on that one. So I'm even now. One disagree, one agree.
oh, songs, you're in the wrong one. If you can't see the chat.
Well,
It's
we'll
well,
figure it
hang
out.
on here.
I heard somebody
And then-
say refresh the page or different things. I don't know.
No, she's in the wrong. She's on the phone app.
She says it doesn't even work on TV as well.
Maybe she's on Latter Daily Digest.
She's on the wrong one. She has to go to the one that is
So
not.
how can
like
she
a
chat
phone.
and not see the chat? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
That's like that's almost as much.
Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, continue.
So Ruby Frankie, we're talking about Ruby, still as subjects of analysis. They're still doing an investigation for the Michigan Chapel attack to find out what his motive really was. Okay.
Nolan Jones.
So Nolan Jones has been on Latter Daily Digest a few times. We did the show on this book.
Oh, yeah.
What book?
Eat the Mormons. Okay, Tim, spit it out.
John Goodrich, the dentist, surrendered in Virginia to authorities. Okay, there's high-profile lawsuits targeting individual responsibilities. Illinois and New Jersey cases argue that regional church authorities knowingly permitted individuals with histories of sexual misconduct to maintain access to youth groups and congregations. Plaintiffs argue that internal ecclesiastical reporting channels prioritize institutional preservation and utilize non-disclosure agreements or private settlements to handle abuse cases behind closed doors rather than involving law enforcement. And I don't know if it happened there, but I found the clip. I can't remember where, TikTok or Threads, where this one sister said that in their ward, they were brought into the room and told to raise their arm to the square and to swear they would never talk about this abuse, and she didn't do it. And that's why she's speaking out about it. I don't know if this happened there. And then there's the Oregon-Washington crossing of state lines in federal court about same thing, whether the church, the bishops has any obligations to report abuse to law enforcement. Let's see. And lay leader affinity fraud, Sean Merriman served as a lay bishop, and he ran a $20 million Ponzi scheme through his firm. He actively targeted members of his own ward and the broader Latter-day Saint community, delivering his reputation as a trusted spiritual leader to convince families to hand over their life savings. His scheme collapsed, resulting in a 151-month federal prison sentence and the total liquidation of his assets, including a massive private collection of fine art. Good. And
Yeah.
Trumnell investment scheme, same thing. An LDS bishop in Connecticut misled church members and believing he was a highly accomplished investor, and he steered their personal wealth into a fraudulent investment pool that he drained for his personal use. Oh my gosh. Okay, FLDS food stamp fraud syndicate. Leaders mandated the members hand over their federal supplement nutrition assistance program benefits directly to the church storehouse. Instead of feeding impoverished families, leaders diverted millions of dollars in federal funds to purchase luxury items, agricultural equipment, and vehicles for top-tier leadership. Gee, Warren Jeffson, those boys must have done some interesting things. Okay. And Huntsman versus the LDS Church. Institutional misrepresentation lawsuits. You have Huntsman. I don't know what happened with that. I think that got thrown out. Oh, no.
It did. But no
Yes,
matter
it
what,
did.
we're not as good as Megan Hayes. Randy, what do you think about that?
That's a true statement.
And then there's a 2020 class action lawsuit, a massive Durham class action lawsuit regarding the church's investment arm, Ensign Peak, is moving through the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. The suit stems from a previous $5 million SEC fine against the church for using shell companies to obscure its $100 billion portfolio. Plaintiffs argue leadership committed fraud by operating a commercial slush fund under the guise of charitable collection, while church attorneys argue the litigation is barred by the statute of limitations due to the years of public media coverage following the initial 2019 whistleblower leak.
Well, that's an interesting story because that sounds like it's not related to tithing. It's just some other fraud related to the SEC thing.
Yes.
So I wonder how that'll go.
And then we have the bricks and many figs Lego lawsuit.
Yeah, if anybody's ever heard of that, let us know in the chat, and then we'll
Yes.
have you come on and report on it, maybe.
Yes.
So, Randy, do you want to play something?
Yeah, I just had Megan Hayes pulled up. I pulled her up earlier regarding this show. You want me to play that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Hayes.
Special report for today. We are going to head to Arizona and learn about Mark Lamb. Mark Lamb was born July 14th, 1972 in Hilo, Hawaii. Growing up, he lived in Hawaii, the Philippines, Panama, Argentina, and Arizona due to his father's international business career. He served a mission for the LDS Church in Buenos Aires, Argentina in the early 90s. He met his wife Janelle at an LDS church dance. The couple eventually had 5 children together: Cooper, Cade, Sadie, Wyatt, and Dayton. Lamb went through a variety of jobs, including running a paintball business in Utah that ultimately failed. After filing for bankruptcy in 2003, Lamb decided to start again in Arizona, where he moved with his 5 kids and his wife Janelle, who today has her own book, The Sheriff's Wife, and often appears with her husband at public events. Initially, Lamb worked in pest control with a focus on pigeons. One day in the mid-2000s, he went on a ride-along with a neighbor who worked in law enforcement, and armed with courage and a flashlight, Lamb says, he found a suspect they were after hiding in a trailer. That morning I came home and I told my wife I was going to be a cop, he concluded. Lamb worked for the police department of the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community for 6 years. In 2012, he joined the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. In 2017, Lamb was elected as Pinal County Sheriff. An article from 2018 says, "As a leader, we lead from the front. I'm not doing something different than the deputies are asked to do," Lamb said. He says his style has benefited the department. "I'd like to say morale has improved. The overall work environment has improved." But Lamb's been dogged with rumor and innuendo on social media, including allegations that he's involved in extramarital activities and corruption. Tammy Marie Peacock, a woman who says she had a physical and emotional affair with Lamb, told Pinal Central she fell for Lamb, believing him to be sincere in his profession of affections. However, Lamb disputes any affair and cast Peacock as not credible, citing her criminal history and current unemployed status. "I'm telling you that I didn't meet Tammy Peacock until a few months into my campaign," Lamb said, "and I never was alone with her." Peacock says Lamb used her, promised her the moon, and failed to deliver. She shared with Pinal Central text messages she says are from Lamb, but Lamb dismissed that innuendo as ridiculous, saying the only thing he's guilty of is being overly friendly. "Mark Lamb is a liar," Peacock said. Peacock said she's now fearful of retaliation from PCSO deputies who she says are harassing her. In fact, she said she's filed 3 complaints against the department and various deputies in the past few months. To date, she said she hasn't had any resolution on her complaints. Other women have approached Pinal Central directly and indirectly with allegations against Lamb. As of press time, none wanted to be on the record with their stories. A friend of Lamb's, who spoke to Pinal Central on the condition of anonymity, said he's never known Lamb to be in an affair, but characterized him as a flirt. The friend said he has never met Peacock and hadn't heard about her until she started making allegations against Lamb. Lamb said he prays for the people seeking to disparage his character and said he hopes they find peace. In 2020, Mark Lamb self-published American Sheriff, Traditional Values in a Modern World, the description of which says, "Are you concerned about the direction America is headed? Who is out there in the trenches fighting for our freedom and holding fast to the Constitution on our behalf? Our county sheriffs are the last bastion of freedom against government overreach on a local and federal level. In American Sheriff, Traditional Values in a Modern World, you will learn about one of those freedom fighters, Sheriff Mark Lamb, and how living overseas as a youth and ability to fear not, do right have shaped his ideals and convictions to love America. As the descendant of pilgrims, he has been forged by hardships, wins and losses to rise above the challenges and lead from the front, in law enforcement and in politics. Read about the core values that has shaped Sheriff Lamb into the person he is and is becoming, including faith, family, love of country, courage, perseverance. Sheriff Lamb uses a unique business and marketing approach to politics and empowering leadership style. You will be inspired by his patriotism, failures, wins, and hard work as you follow along with the stories of one of the most well-known American sheriffs of our times. In addition to his personal life being dragged through the social media mud, questions about his leadership qualities have been raised. In particular, critics say Lamb circumvented proper hiring practice when he hired then Commander Kevin Kavanaugh and when he brought in an old coworker to oversee the Pinal County Adult Detention Center. But what others think is underhanded, Lamb sees as a positive change, noting that the jail commander, Matthew Hedrick, brings a fresh perspective to jail operations.
How much of this do you want to watch?
Let's end it there and invite people
I
to
think
come
that's
in.
enough.
And
Yeah.
who was it? Was it JoJo that said that she saw the story about the Legos, and then also others were interested in coming on. So anybody wants to come on, you can come on and talk about the news things.
I'm concerned, Jane, that Taper Crochet says she can't see the chat and wondered if it could be fixed. But I don't see anything unusual on my end here. Any ideas?
So
She must.
Song's chat was going on the phone app, but I don't see the chat showing up on the show that I'm monitoring, and so that's interesting.
Yeah. That sucks.
So yeah, I don't know how to solve that problem in the future. How are you getting that message?
I'm looking at the conversation.
Well,
Where?
On the right side of my screen where it says show comments.
so it does show that Taper Crochet is looking at the show on the phone app, and somehow the phone app comments are either not seeing the other comments, and I know that the computer app is not showing the phone app comments as well.
What if I did this? Can everyone see the chat now?
What you did?
I just took away the vertical.
So you ended that show?
I did not end any show.
You took away the preview, right?
Oh, the preview is just in my media assets.
No. So do you see on where all three of us are right now, just
Yeah.
below that, there's a little phone logo. Do you see it? Hover your mouse over it.
Yeah.
So did you see both broadcasts at the same time, and then you click that button down there, and then it only went to the TV version?
That's correct.
Yeah. So I already had done
See?
that for my viewing. So I don't know exactly why it's happening with those people on the phone app. Hallie says that
Well,
she sees it on the phone and the TV. So I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing or a YouTube thing.
yeah, it's weird.
Trevor is using the mobile version right there. And he was using the sort of TV version right there, computer version. Jesse says, try, if you're on a mobile device, rotating to landscape to see if then you can see some of the chat. Yeah, this is technology. It's a crime. It's a Mormon crime that people can't see their chat. That's what I think.
Not to be confused with crying shame.
Yeah.
I'm all vertical on TV. I feel vertical.
Well, songs, you're just going to have to come on the show then. Somehow. But if you can't see the chat, then they
I
can't
see
see
songs in the chat.
But if they can't see the chat, then they can't click on the
Songs,
link.
can you see the chat where you put your vertical on TV? Normal, whatever. Okay. They can see me. You can see this.
So
You can see this.
Taper Crochet says, I closed out, then opened up the channel on YouTube. Now it works like it normally does. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, good. Good. Yay.
So I think that
Thank you.
somehow the way StreamYard has set up the dual broadcasting thing has been glitching maybe tonight.
Could be. You know, I want to make a comment regarding Taper Crochet. Because I haven't been able to address her, since I saw it. But Megan Hayes, when she got her taper, and I'm sure you saw the video, but I have never ever seen her so elated and excited about anything. So you really made her day, along with our days when we got our tapers. So thank you.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. Ah, there she is. She showed up in the chat I'm watching. StreamYard made a bunch of changes this week. So
Yeah. Something's a little off.
so is anybody going to come on? Come on.
Somebody's coming on.
That's
Sister
Laura.
Nevermo.
Sister.
Hello.
Hi, sister.
Hi. So,
Thanks for coming on. What were you one of the ones that saw the Lego ones? The Lego?
I saw part of the Lego one. I only watched the first episode because then there's more. There's more than one episode because it's that big of a story. But what I find really frightening about this and other stories in the true crime is the next level of where people continually use the legal system to torment each other or to be
Jesus would do.
abusive. Exactly like Jesus would do. Exactly like the Mormon church with John DeLynn with the threat of, and this is kind of how I'm kind of understanding part of it, or what they did to Fairview. Like, go ahead, try your best. We'll outspend you. So
Yeah.
that is part of this Lego story as well, where their is this, go ahead and try and sue us. We'll outspend you, so you can't win. well, what kind of legal system and justice system is that, even in the civil level? And then a lot of that Lego story was going back, lost, one side suing the other side suing back and forth, and just playing with the law without any integrity. So, we may be talking, the true crime, like hard crime stuff here, in terms of criminal, but there's that whole level of civil litigation that people are weaponizing to an extreme level. And I mean, it's probably in a lot of places, but I'm seeing a lot of it coming through with the LDS Church and Mormonism. And I venture and wonder, and you would be better experts, is maybe that part of the culture is the use or misuse of a legal system? Thank you.
What do you think, Tim?
People have been misusing the legal system ever since it began.
So it's just people in power
Just
misuse
people in power.
when they think they can outspend some poor person. They just are bullies.
Yes. They are bullies. Sadly.
You know that Joseph Smith had to learn the legal system really fast. He got a lot of on-the-job training, we'll say.
He didn't adhere to it, though.
Okay, some of these songs of our own. The Lego story is short synopsis. This guy took his father's Lego collection, which was basically a whole Lego store of Star Wars stuff. He had
$200,000 worth of Legos.
Yeah, he had multiples of everything. Took it to this, what's it called again?
Like a consignment store.
The consignment store.
It's owned by Mormons.
Yes. And they haven't paid him any money or little money for the stuff they sold. And he says, I'm going to sue you. And they basically said, we will out litigate you. So
Yeah,
you get nothing.
They
And
must
so-
be Mormon.
A podcaster took it upon himself once he heard this woeful tale to do something about it. And so he podcasts himself going to the store and talking to the manager. And then he goes to headquarters and he talks to headquarters, and they're all saying stuff that they're lying. He catches them lying on tape. And
It's called Bricks and Minifigs.
Bricks and
It's a chain.
Minifigs.
As an authorized Lego resale stores, primarily in Utah.
I guess minifigs means minifigures,
Yeah, minifigures.
and bricks means Legos.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Tim, you called Sister Nevermo Laura. Is that Laura?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's sister.
No.
It's sister. She's
I
Sister
saw-
Nevermo.
Nevermo.
She
I
is her
saw-
own person.
I'm sorry. I
You
apologize.
thought you
I
saw somebody that wasn't showing their face, and you just assumed it was Laura.
Yes, I assumed it was Laura. I made a mistake.
That's
Sorry.
okay. I just wanted
Hey,
to
it's
make
been
sure
a
that I
long,
wasn't-
it's been a long 3 or 4 days. So, sorry. Yeah.
Any other thoughts, sister? I think sister's muted. She might have gone to go do something.
Oh,
Could
she's
be.
gone.
Now she left the studio to make room for other people, like songs.
Yeah. And Kinder Kim, you should come on at least for a few minutes until your device conks out.
That's right. We'll rob her of the last 3% of her battery. Oh, Sister Nevermo.
Oh, she's
Going
trying
back.
to come on.
Once her devices connect, we'll be able to add her to the studio. Sometimes that happens when people are having some home internet shortages or ins and outs.
Right.
Now the
Correct.
devices don't connect all the way. So we see you in this system, Nevermo. It just says the devices aren't connected yet. Reckless Ben
Reckless
is the
Ben.
YouTube guy.
Okay.
He also infiltrated the Yellow Deli people.
Wow,
Oh,
really?
cool.
I don't know the Yellow Deli saga.
That's where David Alexander came from. That's the 12 tribes cult.
It's
Oh.
a cult, and they actually literally have yellow delis.
Delis.
They have, yeah. Speaking
Hey,
of sinners,
Hellfire. Hey, Hellfire.
here's Corho Joe.
Corho Joe.
Yeah, Joe, if you have anything to say about True Crime Mormon Style, hop on, scroll up in the chat. Hopefully you can see it. I'll try to post it again, but it doesn't seem to like. I've tried to post it and it kicks me out of the chat for a little bit. And I have to say some things like, will this work? Let's see if it works. Boom. It worked.
There it is. Yay. Success.
Yay. So I was the victim of a Mormon crime when I
Oh,
lived in
no.
Florida. We had a guy in our ward that, and I'll never forget his name, but he came to me because I'd done some videos and things for Disney. And he asked if I would be a host of a show with Priscilla Presley. It was what do they call them, where they sell things, an infomercial. And it was a series of infomercials, and asked if I would do these infomercials with Priscilla Presley. And I said, oh, well, yeah, sure. Yeah. If the price is right. And I didn't charge him much. I mean, I think I charged him $1,500. Maybe it was $2,500. But I showed up. I did my host thing, but I kept asking, where's Priscilla Presley? And he says, well, she's in a different studio. Well, anyway, come to find out, she wasn't even going to be present with us. We were just hosting, but then we'd play clips of her. And when I got all finished, and I was really desperate for cash, I went to him, and he said he didn't have the money. And I said, why did you hire me? He said, I thought I would have it, but I don't have it. I was really, really upset because I was really depending on that money. And I think I got a partial payment from them eventually, but and the funny thing is, this was back when I trusted him because he was LDS. That won't happen anymore. Hi, Joe.
Ah,
Hi, Joe.
I know a thing or two about Mormon true crime.
Of course you do.
But
Joe and Mormon True Crime go way back.
We do, actually. I went down to Phoenix to see her, and I actually recorded for a little over an hour, I think, with her, namely with Beth Magnetic, who was pursuing other interests outside of YouTube at the moment. So yeah, and we had a really good conversation about Mormon true crime, and yeah, it was good. But yeah, I started out in the Mormon true crime world because of Tim Ballard. Thanks a lot for that, Timmy. And, but really, I tell people, I really started out because of Cleon Skousen and Ted Bundy. But when I was 14, I went to a conference with Cleon Skousen. I think all of you have heard this story by now. And it was shocking, educational, and yet miseducational. Because basically that's where we came to understand that if your parents get anything beyond basic cable, you are the next Ted Bundy, according to Ted Bundy and James C. Dobson, both of whom are gone on to their eternal repose.
W. Cleon Skousen was a true cult warrior.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, were you as shocked as I was with the? Remember, I did an episode about Cleon Skousen. We showed him presenting to the Moonies, and I didn't even know he was affiliated with the Moonies. I grew up pure Skousenite, but yeah, he and Reverend Moon were close apparently.
Oh boy.
Joe, what
Right?
was I reading about the Moonies being at the Temple Square? Did you read anything about that? The Moonies being in Temple Square?
I don't know anything like that.
Oh man.
I know the big cults keep an eye on each other. Like, I'm a Mormon campaign come from I'm a Scientologist campaign a few years prior. So I wonder if they, have drinks with each other, the leaders. They come
Well,
around.
they hired the same advertising company.
Right,
Obviously.
Greg Bowen's doing the advertising for everybody when he has time.
Right.
You guys know who Greg Bowen is? Is it Greg Bowen?
No.
You know the story about like he's. Oh man! Well, look it up. Well, I mean that's Mormon true crime. The Gordon Bowen, not Greg. Gordon Bowen. Really? Come on, guys. So
No,
Gordon
never.
Bowen. Gordon Bowen was. He was. Oh gosh, how was it? He was an advertising man who worked for the church. Word is that he is the guy who designed the new church logo, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Remember when that was a big deal in the back of the 90s it came out? He's that guy. And he used to run like campaigns for like Amex and stuff. He was like a big time, like Fifth Avenue guy, Mormon guy. And it turns out he also is associated with, is it David Levitt? The guy who was curing, he could cure your gay, take your gay away. With a ceremony, a special blessing type ceremony where you have gay sex with him, and it's apparently doesn't work.
Well, that kind of me, I'll tell you. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But then it turns out that he's at the center of this SRA business because there are many people who remember as children they would go to his house, apparently, allegedly, and he'd give them
say
a
what
little.
SRA is.
It's a satanic ritual abuse or sexual ritual abuse.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you hear people talking about, like, there are a whole podcast dedicated to SRA, but right now, and some of that is satanic panic stuff, but some of it may actually have some basis in reality. For all we know, all of it has some basis in reality. But I tend to say believe the victims, but verify before pressing charges. But the interesting thing is that now he's running that permanent, ongoing. Apparently, his new mission for the church is that he runs that ongoing temple walkthrough that they have at Salt Lake at Temple Square now. And it's like he's apparently still in tight with Oaks. He was very close to Nelson, they say. I think he was really tight with Hinckley too. But yeah, he's at the center of this huge controversy. So yeah.
Wow.
We're living in the middle of a satanic panic right now, a revised satanic panic.
So if I were gay and I didn't want to be gay, I could just have sex with him.
Yeah, with David Levitt.
David Levitt, and I would be cured?
Of course, because it gets it out.
Okay. Yeah, because
it's science.
What an evil disease to have, right?
It transfers with the crabs, but it is.
I'll have to tell my sons about it. Hey, you guys, you don't want to be gay anymore by any chance?
Oh,
I got a guy. Just go.
I know a guy. Do not tell that to your sons. Never say these words.
I will not. I will keep them just as they are.
I get my fill lately. I get my fill on Mormon true crime from none other than Chief Mitiga himself, who I literally have spoken to like every day for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I saw your videos, some of your videos with him when you were on Temple Square and they gave you the boot.
They did. Now he's convinced that at first he was convinced that they had asked me to politely stop filming, which I did. And now he's convinced, oh, we got thrown out because of you. They must have recognized you. He's like, I didn't know you had anything to do with the church. And I'm like, what? Me, Expo Joe? Yeah, I got a thing or two. He's like, do they know who you are? And I'm like, at church security at Temple Square? Yeah, they know who Expo Joe is. I've confirmed
not
that
just
in my
Expo
research.
Joe,
My picture's on the wall somewhere. But yeah, there's accusations flying around all over the place. I can't tell you about. But right now there are serious accusations flying not only around LDS people, but between branches of the Restoration now. You got RLDS are involved. Church of Jesus Christ, Bickertonites are throwing barbs at each other. And
well, it makes sense that the
stuff.
Bickertonites would complain about everything.
What's that?
Because bicker, when you argue and bicker, they bicker a ton. So
man, we just need to get you your own comedy night. Do you have a brick wall somewhere at the house? Can you put the Tempe Improv behind you there?
I can get you a brick wall, Gene, if it's something that you feel like you'd like to have.
I just bang my head against it.
Your character, Gene. I'm out on the road. I'm on my way to Virginia finally. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
Tell us the joke, Randy.
So these two strings were walking along, and one of them said, "Hey, I am parched. I'd like to go in and get a drink." So they walked into the bar and sat on the bar stool. The bartender went to ask them what they wanted, and he says, "Wait a minute, aren't you strings?" They said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, we don't serve strings here. Get out of my bar." So they hopped off their stools and walked outside, and one started to walk away. He goes, no, don't go anywhere. Hang on a minute. And he messed up his hair and just got all crazy and screwed up the top of his head. And he did the same to his friend. They went walking into the bar again and sat down, and the bartender said, "What would you guys like?" "Wait a minute. Aren't you a string?" He says, "No, I'm afraid not."
There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, so much for my brick wall.
Man. I can't unhear it now, Randy.
Very good. Very good.
At least it was something.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I better run, guys. You got to. I promised. I promised some work to the bosses. So it was great to see you. I hope to have another episode of Help Our Agency tomorrow.
Travel safe.
Joe,
travels,
before you
man.
go anywhere, are you going to CrimeCon in Vegas?
Am I going where?
To CrimeCon in Vegas.
Oh, when is that? It's something that a true crime person should know. Huh?
It's the end of this week.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Nope. I'll be in Virginia sometime around Sunday, hopefully.
Okay.
We're taking a leisurely pace. We're gonna shoot for Albuquerque on Thursday and drop in see some corridors and a corridor in Albuquerque. There are dozens of us. Dozens. But yeah, I'm excited for that. But we're gonna be working on the new house out in Virginia by the end of the week. So I'm excited.
I'm glad that you're proliferating as members of the Church of Korihor.
Thank you. We are growing.
Yay.
Hey.
Cool.
All right, next show.
Good to see you guys. Take it easy.
Be safe. Drive safe.
Thanks.
So we have Joe, and we also have JoJo. And JoJo says you can buy plans to make your own Lego temples, but I think AI might be able to give you instructions.
It's called Brigham Young. Brigham Young
Brigham
is
Young?
the company. Brigham Young.
Brigham Young.
Yeah,
Brigham
it's a
Young.
company that sells Legos.
I don't
of
care how you
temples.
brick them, as long as you brick them young.
Right.
But anyway,
Oh.
I was at Temple Square a few months ago, and I went to a new thing just off the square. There's a museum and other things, and they had a display of a Lego Salt Lake temple that said took 6 years and had like, I don't know, 1.2 million bricks in it or something like that. But so yeah, the Lego cult is definitely within the Mormonism. I didn't even know that until now.
Wow.
Wow.
Got to do something to take care of all that nervous energy.
Yeah.
Kinder Kim had your punchline before you said it. She typed it in the chat, and she said, that joke is so old, but it's a
Kinder,
classic.
what? Am I afraid not? That hurts.
Yeah.
That's painful. So I'll tell you that another crime regarding the church is that crud. Nah, I can't tie it in. I was going to try. I can't tie it in.
It could be a loose end without being tied.
Yep, tie up those loose ends.
All right.
Well, Tim, is that all you've got for crime?
That's all I have for now.
Have you heard what's going on with the killer of Charlie Kirk, or the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk? Because I know that falls into the Mormon crime
No, I have
wheelhouse.
a little bit, but I haven't.
That's right. It
Well-
happened under the eyes of many hundreds of Mormons, maybe thousands of Mormons.
Well, I
Fill
know,
us
but
in.
isn't it weird how the story just disappeared? No follow-up, nothing.
Oh, there's
Which-
stories. You just have to find them. There's not
Well,
a lot being said. It's mostly podcasters ruminating about it. I did see one video that an Iranian claimed that when they hacked into the FBI files, they found out that it was an exploding mic and that the government did. That's what this guy said.
Well, I've read articles saying that the alleged killer was just a fall guy.
Yeah,
And,
well, we know that. That's pretty obvious.
yeah, but I'm just wondering
I-
what happened to him.
He's in jail.
He is in jail. Okay.
He's still in jail, yeah.
Trevor
They're
says
not
it's
gonna
working
let
its
him
way
go.
through the court system.
He what?
Trevor says that the case is working its way through the court system.
And what's this, Peter, about a BYU student?
BYUI student shared sexual videos of young girls with multiple people, police say.
There's a
Oh, I
shocker.
think I saw something about that, but I didn't know it was the BYU Idaho guy.
Interesting.
Was it part of an assignment is what I want to know.
Of course it was. It was
If he's
BYU
a
Idaho.
student. It's all learning. It's all science. It was just a science project, probably. Health
Yes.
sciences.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
looking it up right now.
I don't know how young the young girls were, though.
Probably young.
And if it was his own work that he was showing them. So, Jojo, were you going to come on? I can't remember if you said that you might be able to come on. So, if you can.
10 to 12 years old.
Oh, that is pretty young.
That's very young. That's too young.
That's almost
That's
too
way
young
too
for
young.
Joseph Smith that we know of.
Remember, he was in his 14th year.
I don't think it's the one where the dean wrote the letter to support the perpetrator. That
No,
was
that's the BYU
earlier
math
this year.
professor. That's the
That was at the
BYU math
BYU.
professor.
Utah. Kinder Kim believes it's even too young for Joseph.
Okay, Kinder.
Well, I don't see the story. They're all, I mean, I see a ton of stories about BYU Idaho students being completely perverted, but they're all older. But there's a lot of them. Crazy. You know, it's funny how all you have to do is pull up sexual assault, Mormon church. It's nuts the number of results that you get. How many bishops did you say went down? We were talking about it last week. 138 bishops, Gene?
I think so. I think that
That
was
is
very close.
just embarrassing for the LDS church. And that's the ones we know about.
And Henry Eyring, who says that the Lord doesn't make mistakes in calling bishops.
There's one story that's 4 months old, a 20-year-old BYU Idaho student.
Yeah, I saw that.
That may be what he's talking about.
Could be.
But you know what's worse than all these sexual crimes?
She claimed that the Lord will not keep me out of heaven for a little cup of coffee. But because of that little cup of coffee, she could not qualify for temple recommend. And neither could those of her children who drank coffee with her.
Was that doing double?
No, but you know, I almost made it through that without crying. But man, when she hit, neither could her children, I fall apart. Thinking that those little kids are going straight to hell for drinking coffee with their mama.
Oh,
What are you-
boy.
What are you getting into these media assets, Jane?
Well, yeah, I was.
Did you know that we had that preloaded?
Just now I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I was
I
going to
was
say
looking to
I've got
see what you had.
Yeah.
And everyone who's still in the church, bless you, but you have to know this.
The Lord does not need your money.
No matter what. If only you knew that 20
I
years
do.
ago.
I need it. I need it.
How have you done on your fundraising, Tim? Did you get
I
a ton of
haven't.
responses?
No, none.
Well, what are people thinking?
Yeah, that's what
I
we're
would-
talking about, Peter. William Scott Messer, 28. Yeah. I don't know what people are thinking. I don't know.
I would pay for your trip if I had enough money to pay my utility bills.
It's okay.
Where you're going to Vegas, you might have a lucky streak.
Right? Hey, if I have a lucky streak and I hit the what do they call it? When you're doing the
jackpot?
slot progressive. If I hit the progressive, I'm paying for Tim's trip.
Okay. Yeah.
My understanding is bishops only get training on how to run through the money, do the tithing receipts, and make sure the deposit's correct.
You know, I never saw the bishop go with the ward clerk, financial clerk, to drop off the money.
Maybe they trained without you. They said, hey, Tim's not here. Let's go do it.
One
do some
time
training.
when I needed a ride home, I went with the counselor and the financial clerk to the bank to put it in the deposit. But,
So
Well,
now Alex is in the chat. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to close the show down.
okay, Alex is here. All right.
If you
Hi,
have any
Alex.
Mormon true crime stories, Alex, let us know. You can come in. You can come on the show. You'd have to scroll up. Let me see. Will this work?
people are asking for your Venmo, Tim.
It's not a Venmo. It's Gene has it. Oh, you want me to send it to you, Gene, again?
Okay. Actually, you know what? I have my phone messaging on my computer now, so I can go look.
Well,
yeah.
we have it in the show notes from last week too.
I'm
Can you
getting
find
really
it?
tired right now. Ooh.
Well,
How come I can't see my?
while they're looking for that, I've got to make an announcement that I'm off of my peanut butter cold brew coffee for a few months.
You are.
Why?
Because I'd like to drop about an additional 15 pounds, and I'm just staying the same no matter what I do. So if I cut out that peanut butter every morning and just go with coffee, that's going to make a big difference.
Let's see if this fits. Might take two.
Wow, Randy.
There you go. I did the link.
Thank you. GoFundMe. There it is. You only know about Mark Hoffman. Well, I was in the middle of Mark Hoffman. I was at Utah when it happened.
Well, go ahead. Tell everybody about your earliest recollections of Mark Hoffman. Then we'll bring Alex on to tell more.
He was at Grandpa's Books. Me and myself and Art Dohales were there, and he brought some probably forged Deseret coins and money to try to sell to Ernest or have Ernest sell for him. And that's when I first caught my glimpse of him. And then, actually, it was after that. And then Sunstone Review published this article about Mark where Mark said, I'm only in it for the money. And I remember talking to Ernest. Ernest moved his bookstore from there into the old Brigham Young School, Brigham Young Academy. And we talked about it there. I'm glad I didn't trust Mark then. And then Mark one day came up the archives. He had some document he was trying to get Dave Whitaker to buy or trying to get money for. I don't know what it was. He and Lynn Jacobs showed up. And then the next time after that was when he blew himself up. Because I had been in the archives, because I'd go Tuesday and Thursdays. I think it was a Thursday he blew himself up. Because Tuesday I went up, and I planned to go back Thursday. And I think was it Wednesday? Anyway.
I have lost track.
And
I have no idea what you're saying.
And
he's talking about Mark Hoffman saga.
Mark Hoffman, because I was checking footnotes for.
So Tim, you would go to the Mormon History Association events back then?
Yeah, MHA. Yeah, but I go to the archives 2 days a week at least. I worked in the BYU archives, and I would go to the church archives to do research for Dennis Rowley and other people in the archives, and for myself. And I planned on going up that day after he blew himself up, and they said, don't come, because basically everything was high alert the next day, and then I went the next week. Yeah. Well, Lynn Jacobs called me when I was writing my paper on DNC 76, and Lynn calls me up, and I edited David Patton's diary and then called me up to try to sell me a elder's license signed by Patton and Marsh, which later ended up in the church archives. It was a forgery. And then that he had found a copy of DNC 76. It supposedly was in a drawer of Brigham Young's desk, and it got shoved back there somehow in the drawer. They were trying to get me to buy it from them. That was probably 83, 82, 83, 84 time frame. Yeah. That was my experience. Oh, and when he was at MHA in Missouri, when Dean Jesse showed all of the Martin Harris signatures, and of the 4 or 5, only one was real. I think if I remember, 1 or 2 were real, and the rest were Mark Hoffman forgeries.
So did you see Sandra and what's his name, Tanner?
Sandra, Gerald and Sandra, yeah, they were at MHA and Sunstone all the time. I used to have lunch with Sandra and Wes Walters and Mike Marquardt a lot at Sunstone and MHA when they were in Utah.
Wow. What'd you think of the Tanners back then?
I liked them. I liked Sandra.
Did you think they were handing out anti-Mormon literature?
No, they were handing out history.
But it didn't bother you. It didn't bother your testimony.
No.
Because they were fellow travelers.
They just wanted to share the truth. Although I do have issues with them not applying the same thing that they apply to Mormonism to their Christian beliefs. But that's okay. That's their thing. But no.
So Kim wanted to know if you knew about the rattlesnakes.
I never heard about the rattlesnakes. I don't think that's real. I have no idea what that. What Mark would do was he would find a Niles register Niles registers were published in the 1820s, 1830s, and he would cut the end sheets out from the end because they're blank piece. You have a book, you open up the book, and there's a blank piece of paper. That's called the end sheet, and then you have the title page. He would cut those out, take them, and write his forgeries on them.
That's or right. He would always test as old.
He had Rick Grender, I think, found a bunch of a sheaf of foolscap paper, which is the long legal size sheets. Found some never written on virgin paper that he stole to Mark. And he would write on them. That's why the Salamander letter passed the date test, because it was the paper they were testing, not the ink. Yeah. What else?
You're muted, Randy.
Yes, anything that isn't approved by the church is considered anti. They even considered Leonard Arrington's book, Great Basin Kingdom, anti-Mormon. Did anyone notice the end sheets missing? I don't know. I think I went and looked for some in the library after we found out about that.
That would have been interesting.
Sometimes they had 2 and sometimes they had 1. It's hard to say. He probably went to the U of U and BYU library, any library that he could go to that he knew where there was some books that old.
And he traveled back east too.
Yeah, he went. Well, yeah, they go to strip clubs and you get drunk with Shannon Flynn. You guys got to watch the documentary about Mark.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's very good.
Murder Among the Mormons.
Murder Among the Mormons. Yeah. Yeah. Those are interesting times. That's true, Trevor. We didn't know. It wasn't until afterwards that he confessed to what he did that people went and checked.
That's a good idea. If you want to get someone, cut the rattles off of a rattlesnake and stick it in their mailbox, because it will have no way to warn the people. They put their hand in there, they're going to get bit.
Yep. Shannon Flynn was the guy who talked about going. Shannon was a weapons nut. He liked machine guns and stuff. I never met
clubs.
I guess. Yeah. I never met Shannon. I only met Lynn and Mark.
So we haven't really talked about the Visions of Glory stuff and Lori Vallow, except for Randy went on a date once that Lori Vallow was part of a double date.
Yeah.
She was with her brother, which Randy thought was a little strange.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I was surprised that she didn't have a date other than her brother, because she was very attractive back then. Back in the day. She looks a little harsh right now.
She can't get Botox injections in jail.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, the Visions of Glory is an incredible topic, because it has affected so many people that for some reason are going along with his visions and thinking that he's receiving revelation from God. How the hell does that work? The TBMs really bitch about things that we talk about sometimes, because it's not a positive outlook on the church.
But there was a book like that in the 90s. Some lady published.
So why do they read this stuff and just go for it? It's like, oh yeah, what a great book. I'm going to start feeding my kids and killing them.
They're insecure. They want to believe there's something better. Rather than making this life better, they want to believe there's something better. It's like, look at people. Why do fundamentalist sects attract people? Because they have spiritual gifts and they're more spiritual. We all know how dull Mormonism is. So when they go, like I would go to fundamentalist prayer meetings and stuff, and we had one lady there who claimed she could speak in tongues, and it was just a bunch of gibberish. When I heard her speak in tongues, I said, "You're just talking gibberish." No.
Well, maybe you didn't have the right spirit to understand.
Oh, that's what she said. I said, "You're just saying gibberish."
Yeah, I never understood that whole yibbity bama yibbity go, make it up as they go along.
So JoJo talks about Lori Daybell, Jody Hildebrandt, Tim Ballard, Chad Daybell are all connected to the Visions of Glory network. Does anybody know any other criminals that are affected by the book?
Yes, Megan knows a bunch.
Yeah,
with
that white. Megan's here.
She talked about that white book that they had that they pass around. There's like 7 copies or something. And those people are more dangerous than these are, than that we know of. It's like a clandestine group up in Rexburg.
Song says also people want to be part of a big, exciting, important story.
Yeah, exactly.
For being in a cult, right?
Right, for being in a cult.
And it's funny because that Lego guy, the Lego podcaster that's breaking the story, gets some of the workers and he tries to decultify the worker by making that worker feel special away from work. And he tries to get the worker to be in his own Lego cult. Is how he does it. And so that's the interesting part of the Lego story.
Okay.
Because yes, the circles within a circle within a circle, the inner circle, the knowing something that everybody else doesn't know. Like when
The
I was
mysteries. The mysteries.
when I was Mormon, I felt, yes, I knew more than all the other churches because of Joseph Smith and other things. So that made me feel better than them, even though it was all what, Randy?
I was just pulling something up to play real quick here. So carry on.
I was going to say it's the
Yeah.
BS meter, the bullshit meter. I
Oh,
don't know what that is, no.
no, that one's not on there yet.
That's your own?
Yes. Okay. Kaboom. Kaboom. Kaboom.
Oh, yeah, part of the 144,000.
Ready?
I'd like to be respectful to my viewers and listeners. Rose says nothing is harmful in the book.
Okay, let me just say the quote then. Okay, let me just say the quote from the end of the book that says, as they were going around gathering people, they would come up against these groups that would want to fight them and would want to combat them. And they could tell whether or not those groups of people were righteous. They could tell whether or not those groups of people were going to repent or not. So here you have someone who's not God, who's not Jesus, judging the hearts and the intents of other people. And if that was not bad enough, what they say is that we could tell if they were past feeling, if they were not going to repent. And if they were not going to repent, we were free to deliver them from mortality. In other words, we were free to kill them if we believed they were never going to repent. And their death would be a blessing to them, because then they couldn't rack up any more sin on their divine ledger. If that's not harmful, explain to me how. It makes me angry.
We lit up Megan. Megan's on fire. we got caffeinated Megan here.
You have angry Megan. You have Megan who has listened to people try to defend and justify this book that literally says it's okay to kill people. My family members are dead because of that book. Tell me how that's okay. It's not.
Should be burned and banned everywhere.
Wow. Yeah, she was passionate about that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Alex.
Where's Alex?
Alex the Hoff Maniac.
Oh,
I love how Alex has a different name every week.
He knows where the keyboard is, apparently.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm really tired tonight. It's been a long day.
So did you guys decide or even come to a conclusion as to why people follow along with the visions of glory bullshit?
Well, that's what we were
There's
just
something
discussing.
special. They think it's hidden knowledge that.
Alex, have you read the book?
I tried to, but the bullshit meter kept maxing out even more so. So with the Book of Mormon, I made it, I think, all the way through First Nephi before I was like, okay, this isn't legit. Legit as in this is a lot newer than, say, the biblical texts, which read as ancient. They've been, they've had years for the mold to grow on those words, whereas even in they're newly translated. Whereas the Book of Mormon, it's clear that it's very, very new, and it's an attempt to imitate an older style, but it fails miserably. With Visions of Glory, I think I made it to page 3 or 4, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is bullshit. There's no revelation here.
That fast,
I read the book in its entirety. And I'll tell you what he does. He roughly follows the second coming as the members know it. Earthquakes, wars, cities being destroyed.
Right.
And it's just enough to pull the members into thinking, hey, this guy must know what he's talking about. He must really be having these visions because it goes right along with what the gospel says. But then it breaks away and goes off on these tangents. But I can understand why some zealots read this and think, this has got to be true. It goes right along with how I thought the second coming was going to be. But like Megan says, he gives the okay in this book, in this story, to go ahead and kill people if your discernment tells you that they're not of God, but of Satan. And that's what Alex Cox thought. Well, that's what Lori Vallow thought when she had her brother kill her former ex-husband and her current husband. They were zombies. I even know that they were named, oh, what was it? Can't remember what they were named, but yeah, total zombies. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
So do you guys know Ember Hudson? She's the Wayward Lamanite in the chat. She wrote a book. It was
Yes.
released recently. Well,
You have it.
I have it, but I forget what chapter this is. I read it yesterday. Native Without the Narrative, chapter 10. Leaving the church is not just about doctrine. It's not just about history. When you grow up in it, it becomes part of your identity and part of what holds everything together. Walking away can feel less like changing your beliefs and more like breaking an unspoken agreement. So, I suppose when Mormons become very weary of their faith and about the claims and the history and etc., that they are so afraid of breaking that agreement that they made in believing that they're just as happy to move on to something else. They're just as happy to begin believing something new, something fresh, something that fills them up with that unspeakable happiness. And maybe it's because they see in these visions that the end of the world is nigh, and they're among the elect who know and understand what's coming. So maybe what's so persuasive is the language in the visions of glory is tailored specifically to Mormons who are on the edge of disagreeing with the church, and it adds that mythic air that eschaton is on its way, the end of the world, and you aren't you special because you know all about it and you're reading this book and it's you're absorbing its mythical, its poetic energy. I don't know.
You're a good nephew, Alex.
Nephew.
People can be so easily deceived by such bullshit.
Oh, Auntie M, she's in the chat.
So
Yes.
is that really your aunt?
Yeah. See?
Oh,
Wayward Lamanite.
very cool.
Yeah. So it's a good book. It's a good book, Auntie. But it's hard to describe to outsiders what it is that you're feeling when you have a mystical experience. And when it's a mystical experience connected to the eschaton, to the end of the world, it's even more difficult to explain. And if it's an explanation that is going to break your agreement with the church, it's going to make you disagree with the church, it's even harder to accomplish. So maybe that's it, or maybe it's something else entirely that I'm misreading. But then again, I've never been a Mormon, so I don't know. But as an outsider, when I read the Visions of Glory, it was within a few chapters that I knew, or a few pages actually. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it is bullshit for sure. But then
Well.
again, so is the entire Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh yeah.
I call the book versions of gory because of what it's led to.
And it's not even. It's not.
Sadly.
Did the person who wrote it make any extraordinary claims about its composition?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Like, were they ever proven false?
Well, who was it? Tom. Somebody wrote it. These are the guys that do that. What's the big group that Ron Weldrum and Tim Ballard and
Pontius.
they held these big, huge meetings in Utah. Super patriotic bullshit mixed with Mormonism meetings.
Most
You know,
Mormons don't have a bullshit meter. Oh my God, Haley, that's great.
You're right, Haley. You're right, Haley. You're
I
right,
got
Haley.
mine, Haley.
Heartland. Yeah, no, not. But
Haley,
what is
Haley.
but Trevor, what is the group called?
Trevor says Heartlanders. Song says Desnets.
Yeah, but there's a
What is Desnats? I've seen that before, but I never know what it is.
Deseret
it's
Nation.
Deseret Nation is very militant, right wing Mormons.
It's
The
like a
kind
MAGA
Deseret Nation.
it's
Utah style.
beyond MAGA. Beyond MAGA.
Deseret-
So what is? Do they have a territorial claim? Hi, Auntie.
What do you mean by a
There she
territorial
is.
claim?
Like, are they as brave in claiming territory as Brigham Young was when he drew the with the pencil?
Probably.
Drew the state of Deseret.
They want to purify the church of all apostates, basically.
Oh,
They're the right wing center Mormonism type of thinking.
and they all happen to be white, right? Yeah.
Of course.
And delights them.
That's one of my chapters.
Ah, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to jump on because Alex said something about the BS meter. I don't think it's that we do or don't have a BS meter. I think sometimes it's too scary, or we've been shamed into not answering the questions or looking for the answers. Because my meter went off a lot when I was in, but whenever I would bring it up, like, Mom, is Mormonism a cult? Well, honey, all religions are really a cult at the end of the day. Different things like that. I think we were either gaslit, or it was downplayed, or it was ignored. And so, at least for me, so I just wanted to jump in. One, that's the best nephew ever. That guy right there. He's been my adopted kid. And, but, also I think that there's just something about, I don't know that it's always the meter, maybe for some.
Yeah.
Bowie
that makes
knives.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
There's just something about an aqua velva man.
How many pages is your book?
137, 139.
Okay.
Is it available on Amazon?
Yes.
On TM?
Yep. It is. Yep.
Great.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Alex,
thanks for the
count
plug,
the
Alex.
pages
I
on you.
appreciate that. What was
You
that?
got
Sorry.
Alex was counting the pages.
It's
Oh,
138. Yeah. And printed in Troutdale here in Oregon.
yeah.
Yeah.
So someone was mentioning zombies, in accordance with the story of Visions of Glory.
glory.
And according to the news, a zombie was spotted walking out of the ocean just a few days ago.
Oh no. Where?
Let me play it for you.
Uh-oh.
As human-like but heavily decomposed, covered in sea growth. Now we're looking at live. Lifeguards describe it as human-like but heavily decomposed, covered in sea growth. Now we're looking at live pictures from the lifeguard camp at South Jetty just before 6 a.m. That figure, first spotted minutes ago, is still making its way out of the water. Lifeguards describe it as human-like but heavily decomposed, covered in sea growth. Now we're looking at live pictures from the lifeguard camp at
That
South
seems
Jetty
just
just
long
before
enough to
6
be an
a.m.
AI
That
made,
figure,
made
first spotted minutes
thing.
ago, is still making its way out of the
Well,
water. Lifeguards
actually,
describe it as human-like but heavily decomposed, covered in sea growth.
this is the story on the news, but there's a few videos of this same occurrence. This guy comes walking out of the ocean, and the guy that filmed it is a very respectable guy. I've got that video too, the whole thing, and yeah, kind of crazy. Maybe it's happening. Visions of Glory.
Stop watching Ancient Aliens. Randy.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that,
Who
Alex
doesn't
and
love
Gene.
Giorgio, though?
Sucralose is very nice. He's very polite. He's very energetic. And he's good at conversation. But, you listen to him long enough, the bullshit meter goes off. You're like, oh, okay, he's making this up. So, any more pending apocalypse business you want to talk about, Randy?
Were you saying that was me making stuff up? Oh, fuck you very much.
No. I'm just saying you should stop watching Ancient Aliens and
Yeah, you know what?
whatever it is on Oak Island and whatever the other one is about that ranch in the middle
love
of
Oak
nowhere that
Island.
has all the Native American spirits or something. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You and Gene made fun of me because I said something about that if aliens, if the government reported everything they knew, it might screw up people who are religious. And you two laughed at that and said, "Oh, you've been watching Ancient Aliens."
But wait a minute. But there was a big meeting of pastors in Colorado, and they were warned to tell their congregations about this. And then there were videos of pastors saying, "We're going to bring the aliens to the altar of Jesus to save them."
Yeah. Alex, could you read that for me that I have highlighted?
At the same time, the most careful surveys complicate the popular assumptions that religion would collapse under the weight of alien life. Ted Peters, ETI Religious Center Crisis Survey tested Ted Peters, possessive ETI Religious Crisis Center Crisis, whatever, tested the idea that contact with extraterrestrial intelligence would produce a religious crisis and found that most religious respondents did not expect their own traditions to collapse. Interestingly, religious people were often less worried about their own faith than secular respondents were about religion in general. In other words, people most confident that aliens would destroy religion were often outside religion looking in.
I'm just saying, it's not just me. And y'all laughed at me.
I didn't laugh. I just simply said stop watching Ancient Aliens. Because it gives you permission to think of other things that could potentially be part of this grand electron about ancient history and about extraterrestrial life. Yeah. There's no
Yes.
evidence. There's no evidence. You know, even I talk about the mythic past on North America. There's no evidence for it at all. There's no artifacts. There's no monuments. There's ruins of, but there's potential ruins of pyramids that are that old, but they could be natural formations. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
I know nothing. I just love to present ideas.
And ideas they are.
So Amber, Songs recommended that I ask you to come on Latter Daily Digest. We honor creators, and we normally talk a little bit about the person's life story and then the creative process for doing the book. Have you been on other YouTube channels at all about your book?
Yes and no. So I've let people, so I was on Mormonism Live. I let them know that I was working on a book. And then have been interviewed on Cults to Consciousness. She's working on getting a series together about Native Americans. I was her first interview right before she had baby.
Okay.
So that will be posting in the next few weeks.
Have you
And
talked
she is
about your
posting
book?
the link. She's posting the link to my book. Well, we just talked about being Native within the Mormon Church.
Right.
And then, yeah, so I haven't been on anything since it's been published. It's only, I think it was, I hit the button for it to go live on Saturday. So it's only been a few days.
Okay. So
I would be happy to come on anytime. Let me
yeah,
know.
I'll get with you. And Randy, would you want to co-host?
Sure, yeah.
So since Randy and I are semi-retired, we can make just about any time work. But for me lately, the early afternoons might work the best for me. Is that
okay?
And I'm on the Pacific Coast in the San Francisco Bay Area. Randy's in Spokane. And are you in Oregon?
Portland, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, we're on the same page then.
And I'm the
Same
boss,
time
so if I
zones.
need to take some time off during the afternoon, I can.
Okay.
It's,
you're the boss?
It's good to have people in high places.
Yeah.
Well, Auntie, you're gonna have to give bits and pieces to Randy because he may lose interest. So tell him about the rock throwers or the Native American dwarfs. Tell him about the Gray Spirits. Tell him about the Moonite people. He'll really like that one.
I think
what about no whistling at night?
Yes.
No whistling at night. If somebody's whistling, they're going to be. What about owls? Let's talk about owls for a minute.
If the owl has paint on it, don't run. Just run because he's got his eye on you.
If I had $1 for
And
every
the crying
owl,
woman. Tell him about the crying woman.
Oh, I know about the crying woman. La Llorada.
Ones you've made cry or the crying woman?
The crying woman.
Are you talking about the woman who drowned her kids in the river?
No, that's the Mesoamerican version of the crying woman.
Oh, what's the Oregon version of the crying woman?
I don't know. Somebody told
I don't have an Oregon version. I don't know.
She's one of the old. So, this is not universal, but to peoples on North America, the universe was created by song. So God the Father, or the Great Spirit to some people, created the universe with song. And he sang into existence various personages or companions. And one of those rejected his song and wandered off. And she has become the crying woman. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about them apples?
She gave birth to one child without the father's permission, and he tumbled and cried, causing the waters to separate into the different elements. And then her younger sons, Star Maker and Flint Maker, did something to trick God the Father into recognizing that the tumbling one or the fatherless child was there, and the fatherless one was dispersed, and it goes on and on and on and on. But that
Interesting.
it's alleged that the crying woman is the mother of Starmaker and Flintmaker.
The mother.
He's what's that?
She's the mother. It's speculated.
She's speculated to, this is just south, further south. She's speculated to have given birth to the 3 children. So the fatherless one, she gave birth without permission. He caused the elements to separate because he was crying and tumbling. He was also deaf, so he couldn't hear his own cries. Then she also gave birth with permission from the father to Starmaker, also known as the Wanderer. If you listen to the legends about him, he's very autistic, and he's always by himself. And the youngest Flintmaker. Flintmaker goes on to become the prince consort of the companions, and he represents thought, and his spouse, who emerges later, she becomes memory. So thought and memory are the 2 primary ideas that underpin First Nation spirituality. But it's expressed in different ways. I'm adding a lot of specificity that a lot of Native Americans get really upset with. But so, yeah, the crying woman is allegedly the mother of Flintmaker and Starmaker.
Interesting. Thank you.
And she reappears in human history. She's trying to find her lost child, the child that she birthed that caused the universe to coalesce. But Auntie M may have a different story on that.
How did he do, Auntie M?
He did fine. He did fine. There's all different versions, and depending upon if you're like in the Plains area or up in like upper Michigan or down in the Southwest, everybody kind of has their own spin and take on different myths and legends, and yeah.
Someone, Peter, asked if the guy who wrote Visions of Glory is also involved with the MTC as an instructor. In this case, MTC is Mormon True Crime, and yes.
God.
Instead of the Missionary Training Center.
Right.
A vow was what I was thinking about. Thank you, Jojo. My mind is fried today. Been a long few days.
La Llorona drowned her children. That's right. I was thinking La Llorada, but it's La Llorana. One is the crying lady. One is the lady that cried.
Mm-hmm. La Llorona is she's associated. And a lot of the stories, especially from northern Mexico, she's also attached to La Chupacabra. Chupacabra is the think of him as an evil gnome or an evil dwarf from a Western European.
I thought it was a 4-legged creature.
The goat sucker.
That's what one version of him is, because he feeds on animals.
Okay.
And if there's not a surplus of game for him to eat, then he eats children. So that's where that comes from. But he fills that same space in North American mythology as evil dwarves or evil gnomes do in Western Europe.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's one of the rock throwers. So a rock thrower is a dwarf. They're also called the little people or the white people. White as in they cover themselves in ash. The Cherokees call them the white people or the white ones. Sometimes he's called rock throwers. I don't know what the little people are called up here in the Northwest. Someone told me. It's a pretty cute name. But he is in that same class of mythical creatures. Yeah.
Rock thrower as opposed to rock biter from Neverending Story.
Rock biter is made from stone, though, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of a connection there,
stories of the dwarfs always have them living in caves, and they always hew rock for some reason. So I think it's that same mental space. So I'm sure we'll find that kind of story all across humanity. The people who live in rocky caves, who sculpt rock, who will throw rocks at you if you get too close. Yeah. So
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah. So I've always been curious if some of these, if Joey Smith and his brothers heard all of these stories, or very similar stories from people up north, especially from the Onondaga peoples or the Seneca peoples where they live.
Well, according to
Thomas.
I can't think of his last name. Anyway, he did hear stories from them. Possibly. I can't remember.
Talking to the anthropologist. Murphy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thomas Murphy.
Well, Jean, Auntie left because her phone died.
Yeah. She's going to connect with me.
Yeah. She's in the WhatsApp group. So if you
and also my phone number appears in that.
Well, it appears to you. It doesn't appear to everyone else.
Other people's phone numbers appear to me sometimes.
It's because you already have them. Yeah, you already have them in your contact list. So so the WhatsApp just matches them to your contacts.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get more directly connected with her in the future.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Speaking of phones dying, the phone in my brain is dying.
Oh, Trevor, I thought it was a pillow biter.
Oh, Trevor. Oh, man.
What's that line from Game of Thrones? A sword swallower through and through.
Yeah, a sword swallower through and through.
Wow, we've been going
for almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
Is that enough? Is that enough mythic and scary energy, Randy? Because I got lots more. I can give you.
No,
more.
It's not. But we can do it another time.
I have an adequate supply of scary shit. But,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so tickled that everybody showed up tonight, and those of you who are in the chat and those of you who came on the panel, thank you, because that's what makes this show.
That's right. Peter said, "Don't end the show. The chat will entertain each other." Chat will just keep on chatting.
If you want to come in the after show, come in now.
We can invite Diamond Dave to come in and take over the show. The after show.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I rewatched that episode, and it is so funny when it happens. Because Dave says something like, "Oh man, what a show!" and I think I'm the one that says, "We're still on." And it gets crazy after that. It's very, very funny.
It's kind of hilarious.
Very, very funny.
Tim,
well,
stick in the mud. Didn't think that Diamond Dave should do his thing.
What?
You were a stick in the mud. You were saying like, "Oh, it's not our show. We shouldn't commandeer it."
Yeah, I know.
Diamond Dave says rules. There are no rules.
What are
like
rules?
Roads? There are no roads.
We don't need no roads.
Who needs?
Where I'm going, we don't need any roads.
We don't need any
God,
roads.
most of us are old enough to have actually seen it in the theater.
Yes, that's true. It's very true.
It's funny that Wendy was the one that texted RFM to say, "Hey, your show's still going."
That's hilarious.
Well, it was hilarious. Anyway.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. See you next
Midnight
week.
Where Songs Is. And
Have a wonderful rest of your week, guys.
That's right. Talk to you later.
See you.
Are you going to end it? Or am I going to end it?
It's ended.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Uh-oh.
We're
What
still
the hell?
alive. We're still